Haha, not mute. Cheers, Rick. Cheers, Rick. That would have been embarrassing. I've been talking to myself this whole time. I've been like, hello, guys. How are we doing? But luckily, you didn't hear me embarrass myself, which is good. Nonetheless, I've been up since... I literally said, right? I said, I guarantee it's Rick in the chat, and you were the person in chat. Anyway, what was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say. I was talking about how I've been up since, like quarter to 9. I'm tired, but I've had a Red Bull. I'm on my second bottle of Coke. We're ready. Not sponsored, by the way, by either Red Bull or Coke. But nonetheless, I'm ready to go. I'm raring to go. Looking forward to... I'm bored waiting for the start, okay? Yeah. I always know you are. Glad I can cure your boredom. Is what I say to that? Oh, shut up, Kinnan, man. Not even funny. Old joke, man. Get a new one. Get a new one. Get a new one. Alright. Alright, so when are we getting ready? I need to read the intro. Parce que c'est génial. Maybe get a new alarm clock? No. Je ne veux pas. Je ne veux pas ça. Whipping out the GCSE French. This is what got me a 6, you know. Talking about how j'aime regarder le F1. I know, right? Genius. Literally off about F1. I was like, I would like to be a Formula 1 driver. I'd like to commentate on F1. I like to go to other countries and watch the Formula 1, despite never even being to a Formula 1 race. Well, waiting for LB to pick a car, mate. Lawson, get it together, man. Get it together. Ryan Blair, we got RJ Blair. Look at him, he's in a Ferrari. The old American. Howdy, howdy. Should I go into the old iRacing Oval accent that I did on my stream the other day? Oh my golly gosh, why have you got to shout? Why do you have to shout? Right, you. And then we can go racing. Here we are. We're getting people readied up. Trying to go racing. What I will say then is a hello and a welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time of week once more, and that means only one thing. It's time for the APPF1 Sprint Series. Tonight is the penultimate round of one of the fiercest championship head-to-heads ever. Out of last week, MX managed to extend his lead ahead of the three-time champion of Ghost, 144 and 141 points apiece for the two tyrants. Whilst Tinos and Rick battle over third, they seem to be quite a margin off the top two. Tinos 17 points adrift from the championship leader. A tough ask with only 4 races to go. Tonight then, we go down under to the streets of Melbourne and then across the pond to Mexico. Melbourne, tight and twisty, with Mexico wide and windy. They both provide challenges, they both provide action, and they both provide drama. I, for one, cannot wait at all. And as always, I'm your commentator. I am Zach Sweeney for this evening and raring to go to bring you all of the action and racing we've got in store. So let's buckle up and let's get going. 10 seconds and then we're jumping in to a one-shot qualifying. Definitely did not fall asleep while in the lobby. Lawson, get it together. See, attack him from now on, please. Buggity, let's go racing. Absolutely. Ooh, but overcast in the streets of Melbourne. Should I do Australian for the duration of this stream, of this race? Then we go to Mexico. I cannot do a Mexican accent for the life of me. Poor me Alex is probably watching like, oh, shut up. Who else is Australian? Starry. Starry's Aussie as well. Or is he Kiwi? I can't remember. I'll be honest. Starry hasn't raced in a long time. Keenan, mate, you can go. No one's forcing you to be here. Nonetheless, we'll go on board with our championship leader. That is MX in the Alfa Romeo. In towards turn 1, looking for the black box on the left-hand side. Down to 5th gear, and it's all about maximising that speed. All about carrying that speed through turns 1 and 2. And you blitz down this second DRS straight of 3 in towards turn number 3. Get on the brakes, down to 2nd gear. Bring it out to the left. Sweep it back for the right. And this is a lovely corner. Turn 4. Do like a bit of turn 4. It's nice and flowing. Then you're flat through turn 5, or a bit of a safety lift if your name is MX. Off the end off sector 1, turn 7, 4th gear, chuck the car in. Really got to maximise it. Is it going to be another Aston Martin on pole position? We're going to jump over to GG Ghost, our 3-time champion, in towards turn 8. And into 9, this chicane. You've got to get on the power railing. You've got to try and get that drive as you go through turn 10 into 11 and 12. The infamous chicane. Can our 3-time champion negotiate it well enough? RJ Blair, KTFO, Jack Alaco, and Rick all battling over P2. In fact, Rick through turns 11 and 12 have managed to pit his teammate. Is it once again going to be another Aston Martin 1-2? Later on the brakes into turn 13 goes Ghost, and then into 14, the penultimate of 15, and then the final of 16. Who's going to get it between the two Aston Martins once more? No love lost between the two, fighting out over pole. And Jack Alaco, in fact, could be the first non-Aston Martin driver to go to pole position. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Who's going to take it? Ghost, Jack Alaco across the line, and it's Ghost, Rick, and Jack Alaco, your top 3. Once more, an Aston Martin front row lockout. Get used to me saying that, as I have done for the last 5 weeks. In fact, Paul Alex, the home hero and the people's champion down there in 14th place for his home race. He's doing a last to first. That's what he's doing. He's putting a show on for the home crowd. Do not worry, ladies and gentlemen, those that support Paul Alex. We'll go through the running order and how they'll line up on the grid for today's Australian Grand Prix. The top 3 separated by less than a tenth of a second. It's Ghost with a 1:22.244 ahead of his teammate who'll join him on the front row. The Flying Dutchman half a tenth back. Then comes the Scotsman of Jack Alaco with 4 and 5 going to the two brothers of Harry Bix and VK. Tenos in P6 with Blair P7. Then comes MX, disappointing qualifying for the championship leader, down in P8. Lifebelt and Aces round off 9th and 10th of LB. Finally waking up and deciding to join us, 15 seconds down in P11. Then comes Sumo, Kington, Pommy Alex and TDV Max, all unable to set a valid time in this race. Yeah, LB, Lawson, mate, 15 seconds off. You need to wake up a bit more, mate. Do some star jumps or something. Wait, get yourself raring to go. That's what we need. I'm knackered, mate, but I'm trying to get some energy. Although I'm putting Kiernan to sleep, apparently. He's just jealous I'm not on RRL anymore. He's just sad. He's just sad, bless him. He misses me. It's adorable. I miss you too, Kiernan. Did I rush both for tier 1, didn't you? Anyway, 9 seconds until we get ourselves into the formation lap, which is just a ring around. 1 lap. Warm up the tyres and warm up the brakes. Goes to lead us round. I made a spreadsheet, right? It sounds really sad, but I made a spreadsheet for Apex Hunters United Endurance. So I've got all the data, I've got the race results from all of last season, the top 10 for each class. I've then got the pole times, I've got the championship standings, I've got the season stats, I've got the all-time stats, the wins, podiums, poles, everything like that. I know we've got Ghost, but I want to put it all on a spreadsheet, just have it next to me, just look at it and be like, well, Ghost has won 99.9% of the races so far in the last 4 seasons. And then sort of just reference it, because I don't know actually how many poles Ghost has got this season. I know he's won what? He won last week, didn't he? I think so. What was last week? You were saying, what's Japan? He had an absolutely abysmal turn of events in Japan, but what in USA? So he's won every week, and has won quite a few of the races as well. I know Rick's managed to win 1. That was Monaco. I think Jacko's been up there. Again, I'm entirely sure. But anyway, we'll have to have a look. Thank you for everyone who is tuning into the stream and watching along. It is certainly most people's favourite time of the week. Sunday evenings and Sunday afternoons. Well, it depends where you are, I guess. is always our favourite time of the week, because we get the Sunday Night Sprint Championship. We get Ghost, Rick, Jacko, Harry Bix and KTFO, our top 5 at the moment, looking to fight for victory. Look out for MX though, because he is very quick on one lap. He gets he goes, he just drops the clutch, goes, picks up positions left, right and centre, and he really does put himself in the mix, which is, you know, a testament to his good race pace, his tier 1 championship, giving them experience, and just overall being a good driver. But also shows qualifying doesn't often mean much. Yes, it helps put a good lap in, but MX proves that the points are scored in the race, and he's leading the championship by 3 points over someone who we thought would absolutely dominate this championship, of Ghost. Here they are though, lining up on the grid. It'll be the 2 Aston Martins, 1 and 2, as they hurdle their way down in towards turns 1 and 2, and then down in towards 3. So watch out for some good action, some close action. And last time we were here in the streets of Melbourne and around Albert Park, Ghost and Pounds gave us some awesome action to start off season 4. So yeah, look out for some action, even though it's a street circuit. Waiting for Harry Bix to get himself onto the grid. Or was that KTF? I think that's VK. That is VK. Is it? No, it is Harry Bix. Yeah. Nonetheless, all the cars are lined up. We're raring to go. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 red lights to the Australian Grand Prix. And we're underway. Good initial start from Rick, already alongside his teammate. Can he get the second phase? A blitzing start for the Williams. Who's that? I think that's Lifeboat further back. But Rick already alongside his teammate in towards turn 1. Harry Bix wants to slice the pie as well. Gets himself into second place. Great start from 4th on the grid. Goes having an absolute mare. Already coming back at the AlphaTauri towards turn 3. It's the Aston Martin on the outside. Couple of crashes towards the back. Jackalacco is out. Yellow flags and a VSC already in order. So the top 5 as they stand. Rick from Harry Bix goes. Tinos up 2. Ace is up into 5, and a full core safety car as well, because VK has gone round and lost his front wing. Absolute carnage and chaos here for the start of the Australian Grand Prix. Luckily for KTFO, he's going to be able to pull himself back into the pit lane, but I am curious as to what happened to Jackalacco. He is already out of this race. Not the greatest start for MX as well. He's without a front wing. Absolute carnage and calamity. At the back as VK decides to park it and call it a day. But yeah, who else has not got a front wing? Lifeboat, has he got damage as well? I think Zio, yeah. I think he was the Williams that had such a blitzing start, and then all of that momentum was lost. Maybe got in a bit of a scuffle. Max managed to get away cleanly, so too has Kington. Pommy Alex up 6 places, great start from the Aussie. RJ Blair, what's he looking like? He seems okay. How was Harry Bix retired under the safety car? What has happened there? Has he crashed? He has. How have you done that? You're in second place, and once again, both AlphaTauris, both brothers, are out of the race. We've lost 3 people, and we're not even of lap 1 just yet. This is not what APPF1 usually is about. But is Ghost coming in? Yes, he is. Rick stays out to take the lead. We've got a very busy pit lane now. Ghost is going to come in for the medium. So is Tinos, and Aces, and Sumo, and Blair, and Pommy Alex, and Kington. Max also double stacking. Lifeboat's coming in. Lifeboat wants to go around the outside of Max. Sebastian Vettel-esque, managed to get the overtake done, so fair play to him. LB then goes up into second place in the Haas, as Rick gets picked up by the safety car. He had the reins in terms of pit lane. He could have come in, and his teammate Ghost, he's only P3. So not entirely sure what Rick was planning in doing that, because he really could have screwed over his teammate. Really could have screwed over his teammate. What tyres are they on to? Let's have a look. Yeah, all mediums, except for Lifeboat, who's gone for hard. For me, Alex just sucks. Can he get to the end? Is he preempting another safety car? He can't get to the end anyway, can he? Because he needs to swap the tyre compound. But yeah, interesting turn of events for lap 1. Hopefully we can get everyone lined up and ready to go for the start of the restart of this race. We'll make sure in the pack. 9 points adrift from Ghost, so as it stands, Ghost will be the championship leader going in to the final 3 races with 6 points. Very short season. It is a sprint. In 6 rounds, 12 races. Same amount of points up for each and every one of them though, so you've got to be on your toes, you've got to be ready. But yeah, slightly curious as to what happened to Jackalacko, or maybe he was the catalyst that sort of started it off. Yeah, interesting to see how these guys will negotiate the strategy, and will it be another blunder for Rick is again what I'm slightly curious about. Are we going to get one more lap under the safety car? I think so. MX is taking his fine time to catch back up. Hopefully can get more than one lap's worth of racing out of these guys. And Rick's into the pit lane. Why? What have Rick... I'm genuinely confused. He's only now into the pit lane, just about gets it stopped, and he's going to fall all the way down to P12. He has handed this one once again back to Ghost in terms of the strategic thinking, really. He was ahead. It's not like he had the double stack. He could have been the one that didn't lose time by double stacking. LB now onto softs just behind Rick, so he's probably going to lose another place off the restart. And yeah, he's now got to claw his way back through MX, Lifebout, Max, Kington. He's got to get through everyone in order to even have a chance at his teammate. So in terms of Ghost, as long as he can defend off Tinos for the restart, should have a pretty plain sailing road to victory, because I can't really see anyone else inside the top 4 challenging him other than Tinos, who is very quick, can give Ghost a run for his money, but we'll need to get on it after the restart. And also maybe Aces, maybe Sumo, Pommy Alex up to 5th. He's on soft, but again has to pit, so don't really count him in anything. It is weird. It's a shame as well for these guys. Unless Pommy, did he start on the mediums? I can't quite remember. Oh no, he started on the mediums. He can. Yeah, he's good to go to the end if he can nurse him. Let's hope he can. He might be able to make some moves, make some gains towards the front. Maybe get himself that home podium. I don't think an Australian driver has ever won in Melbourne. Safety car is in this lap though. We've got one sector. Ghost controls the pace. Wheels and round, you can see left to right, getting some temperature into those medium compound tyres. Left to right, to left to right, weaving around like a snake, using the friction of the asphalt in order to warm up those tyres, get them into a nice window. Right, well, started as a 1-2, 2 laps ago. We've had 3 retirements along the way, and now it's a 1-11 for the Aston Martins. Comfortably leading in the constructors. Ghost has got between pretty much now and the timing line in order to punch it. When is he going to do it? Can he catch Tinos out? Is he going to do it midway through a corner in order to catch the Ferrari out, who really wants to get on with it? 7/10 back, and Ghost is gone and absolutely left Tinos in the dust. 7/10 between the two. We go green in Melbourne once more. Ghost leads from Tinos, Aces, Sumo and Pommy Alex, your top 5. Lap 4 of 15 already, a third of the way through this Grand Prix, and we've only had well, half a lap of green flag running. Tinos really struggling off the start, so too is Aces into the barrier. Big crash for him, luckily managing to carry on. Sumo into 3rd, then comes Pommy Alex into 4th. Blair also trying to put some pressure onto the Aussie as they go through turn 3 for the first time. Ghost comfortably leading. We've got MX trying to make some gains, does make some gains around the outside of Lifebout for P number 9. Blair also on the back. And yeah, big crash for Aces, big bottle, saw Tinos and just got a bit carried away, I think, is the answer to that one. Rick trying to make some gains. He's got 3 cars right in front of him. Aces with some heavy wing damage, being an absolute pain in the backside for these guys. Is Rick going to make it 3 abreast? Don't do that. Going to try and follow through. Bit of contact. Rick getting desperate and trying to follow through. And this is LB now going through as, yeah, just a bit of a messy moment for Rick there. Luckily for him, I don't think he's picked up any damage. Pommy Alex though, trying to chase after Sumo. We saw in Tier 2 on Tuesday. We saw Pommy Alex trying and trying and trying. What was this? No, it was the I don't know what I'm talking about. It was sprint. It was last week. Pommy Alex and Sumo and Tinos all fighting for the podium. It got harshly snatched away from Pommy Alex. So can he make amends for it? Fastest lap to go is 25.480. and he's only going to get quicker from here. He's got 11 laps of this race remaining. He's got 11 laps between him and yet another victory. He's got 11 laps between now and taking the championship lead once more in this very, very tight season. Rick yet to make more headways in this race. The McLaren, the home hero, the people's champion, chasing desperately after the seasoned veteran of the Alpine in front of him. He's trying his absolute hardest. Sumo's. Oh, we've lost Max. Big crash through, I think that's turn 5. And another safety car. You can see Bird Mylander in the back pulling out. And I think, hopefully, yeah, it was turn 5. You can see on the track map. He's obviously lost it. Tried to catch it at least once or a couple of times. And around he went. I think everyone's probably going to come in for softs. I don't know. I mean, Tommy Alex probably should. If they do come in, he's got to come in for softs. Just to freshen up a little bit, make sure those softs get to the end. Yeah, we've lost yet another driver from this race. It was ABX, KTFO and Jackalaka all on lap 1. Then Max on lap 5. Who else are we going to lose from this Australian Grand Prix? That is the question. Yeah, Ace is brought into this race once again. Ghost stays out, Kinos stays out, Sumo stays out, so too does Tommy Alex, Blair, Kington, Rick will stay out. No one coming in for softs until, well, MX is. MX has got nothing to lose, he's only losing 1 place from this. Life battle as well, so MX loses nothing from this and he gets fresh softs. Fair play. Fair play. Who wouldn't do that in this situation? Gotta respect that. It gives Tinos a second chance of nailing the restart. I suppose there's that as well you've got to look out for. Hopefully this time he can realise that he doesn't need to social distance in a Formula 1 car. He can go for it and try and close the gap between himself and Ghost. I'm sure he's going to try to. He does want to win. He can see a chance of winning. Yeah, another safety car. Here's a tricky circuit. But again, you'd expect maybe a little bit better. My ankles are hurting. Still trying to commentate. Hopefully we can get off to a better start though. That is the most important thing. Should be this lap. I'm hoping it's this lap. It's got to be this lap. Everyone's here. Unless I missed the prom. But Ghost isn't waiting up, and Bird Mylander isn't shooting off into the distance, so it looks like we're going to go green for lap 8 of 15. And hopefully the reverse grid race in Mexico is going to be just that little bit better, as it always is. It usually is. But yeah, one more lap on the safety car it seems. Aston Martin, DBX, whip us around one more time, hopefully the last time. LB into the pit lane. Again, why such the late call? I don't understand. Personally, I don't understand. If you're going to make a call, do it on the first lap before everyone's bunched up. Maybe trying to make these next set of softs last as long as they can. Of course, it's fresh. He's done the next couple of laps on them. Sorry, that's my visor there. Thump. Yeah. Algorithm is that unless there's 3 laps to go in the race, the safety car has to stay out for at least 2 laps. Thank you very much, Tom. Right, that makes sense then. 2 laps under the safety car. And it gives LB a nice chance to get back onto the back of Aces, who hopefully this time around won't go for a spin and be a mobile chicane for everyone. only costing himself and other people more time. But hey-ho, we'll have to see. Can Tinos mount more of a challenge on Ghost into turn 1 or turn 2 or turn 3, any turn, in all honesty. Hopefully he can get closer to the rear end of Aston Martin and try and give him a little less breathing room. Try and put some more pressure onto that 3-time sprint champion. And hopefully for MX's sake, MX is going to be hoping that Tinos can do that. Ideal scenario for MX is that Tinos drives straight into the side of Ghost, but of course we do not want that, and we want these guys to go to the end fighting, gloves off. Safety car off for sprints. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But sometimes they do spice things up. Whether that's more often or not, we don't know. But yeah. Ghost this time, backing everyone up once more, becomes the effective safety car. He controls the pace between now and the timer line when that safety car light goes off. And we're under green flag running once more. Pretty similar running order this time. Pommy Alex though on these soft compound tyres. When are they going to start to plateau, maybe even dip below the pace of the mediums? Are they going to do that towards the end of this race? We'll have to find out. But can the home hero come from near last to a podium? We've got 8 laps in order to find out, because we'll go green on lap 8. Second gear, he's leaving it a lot later. Tinos a lot closer to the rear end of Ghost through 16. They're all queued up waiting to go green. Ghost has punched it. The Aston Martin gets an absolute blinder of a start ahead of Tinos, Sumo, Pommy Alex and Blair all over the rear end of the Australian in towards turn 1. The fight for P4 and 5 backwards rather than forwards for Pommy Alex as Blair sort of backs out, then goes again, half-hearted move, spins round through turns 1 and 2. We've also lost Ghost. Ghost has gone for a spin at the front. He's lost 3 places. Pommy Alex onto the podium, under pressure perhaps from Kington for the Aston Martin, and this is absolute drama. This is what we needed. We've got Ghost making a very uncharacteristic mistake, and now Tinos leads. Sumo second, Pommy Alex third, and here comes Ghost. How quickly can he get himself back through the field? Is he going to go backwards rather than forward? That is the worst scenario for Ghost in terms of the safety car restart. Lap 8 of 15, we're over halfway through. Half of this race, well, in fact more than half of this race, as MX darts one to the inside of turn 9, maybe invites Rick to get involved on Kington, gets the drive off the corner, side by side on that run towards turn 11 and 12, side by side through the fastest corner of the track. Don't know how safe this is, but the Mercedes very cleverly, I think, backs out of that one, as Pommy Alex has got it all sorts of wrong through turns 11 and 12. Ghost then invited, and that's one picked off for him. MX wants to get on with it. He wants to stay as close as he can to Ghost, because at the moment he's still going to be, in fact no, Ghost at the moment they're going to be tied on points. Ghost will take the championship lead based on the countback of the amount of wins that he has got. Pommy Alex seems to be struggling though. He is very much going backwards as opposed to forwards. MX eyeing up a move now in the Alfa Romeo for P4. Championship leader to the right hand side, trying to chase after. That's also Rick under pressure from LB 2x2 in towards turn 1. Is the Haas going to go around the outside? He's going to try, gets pushed off by the Flying Dutchman, manages to stay ahead, kept that footed, and now Rick is going to try his absolute hardest in order to launch a counter attack. MX managed to get past Pommy Alex, and Ace is also going side by side with Kington. Kington managing at the moment in order to stay in front of the Red Bull. MX though, this is what he needed. He sees a chance, he's going to seize it. See as in vision, seize as in to take this opportunity, and he's all over the rear end of his championship rival. Could he turn this race into a poor showing in qualifying, a poor start now in order to gain some points on his rival? They are closing in on Sumo. Tinos trying his best at the front in order to maintain the short lead that he's got. Can he hang on for 2 wins on the bounce? Of course, remember he took it, and Sumo spun. That's made Ghost's life a lot easier through turns 11 and 12. Very easy mistake to do. He's crushed quite far up as well. LB gets past the Australian as well. So yeah, it looks like everyone's queuing up to get past Pommy Alex at this stage. But yeah, DRS will be enabled this lap. The leaders all separated by just under a second. You can see MX is absolutely flying on these fresh soft compound tyres under the safety car, took the decision, took the bite, and now he's going to be reaping the rewards. Fastest lap as well. He's going to maintain the 3-point lead over his championship rival with just three races to go after this one. down in towards turn 1. No DRS for these guys at the moment. LB as well as MX. Down the inside goes Rick on Pommy Alex. Bit of contact between the two. The Dutchman sent round. Side by side go Kington and Aces once more. Kington manages to come back at the Mercedes, but we have to turn our attention to the front. It's Tinos versus Ghost versus MX. Two of these guys are fighting for a championship. One of them is in third place. It's the reverse of the championship. MX is first, he's in third. Ghost is in second, he's in second. Tinos is in third, and he's leading this race. LB wants a bit of the action as well. He's going to join and make this a 3-horse race. Turn 4, and DRS on the run in towards turn 13. Who is going to flinch first? Probably going to be a racer, one of those. Tinos under a world of pressure. He's got a 3-time champion. He's got a 1-time champion breathing down his neck here in the streets of Melbourne. Down towards turn 13 as Ghost got a run. He has. He looks to the right-hand side. Down in towards the braking zone. Manages to get it stopped. Manages to park it nicely on the apex and stays in front into the race lead. Tinos has got nowhere to go. But crucially for Ghost, he has a car between himself, MX and LB. And hopefully Tinos is going to try and park that Ferrari a little bit better down in towards turn 1. Has MX got the speed, or is the saving grace of Tinos' DRS on Ghost going to help him stay in front for the time being? Every corner MX stays behind Tinos is a corner he's losing out to Ghost. Now, off the exit of turn 2, he looks to the left-hand side. LB also wants to get in the mix. Where does MX go? Dummies to the inside, under brakes in towards turn 3. Tinos sees it coming, stays on the outside. It's the long way round. 3 abreast in towards turn 4 and into 5. LB around the outside of the both of them to the inside, but unfortunately skates across, and Tinos, we've lost him. He spun round, made a bit of contact. 3 abreast into turn 4. Never really going to work very well. Yeah, LB unfortunately tried to move on the outside, but that curb is so high it lifts the wheels off the floor, and it's like a skateboard going over a rail essentially. None of the wheels are in contact with the floor, and it's not going anywhere. And he spins over the curb again, lifting the floor up, damaging, well, not damaging, but compromising the underflow, the under airflow of the car, and that caused it to spin. Unfortunately, what it did do though was promote Pommy Alex into P3, the home hero, maybe being able to scrape a podium from this. He needs to nurse these tyres. Rick going to the outside of Aces, who nearly takes out the Australian Pommy Alex, but gets it all wrong. Bit of contact with the Mercedes as he rejoins the circuit. LB back into 5th place. Yellow flags through the 3rd sector. Kington not going to be too happy with that one. It's a race of bottles for Aces, I think, here in Australia, and he's down to 7th, but it did alleviate the pressure for Pommy Alex, and now Rick is trying to chase after him as well. The 2 championship rivals, Ghost and MX, 1 and 2 after we lost Tinos. And these soft compound tyres still working very well for MX. Rick as well, trying to outrun on Pommy Alex. Didn't quite get the DRS, wasn't within 1 second of the detection point all the way back at turn 14. But yeah, Ghost, MX, 12 of 15, the lap count. MX trying to gain some points on his championship rival, extend the lead from 3. Ghost trying to mitigate that gap. At the moment, they're going to be level in terms of gains and losses. They're going to be no gains, no losses from either of them. Sumo sets the fastest lap. That swings the pendulum into Ghost's hands, closes the gap to just 2 points as it stands. Rick trying to get past the Australian. How hard is he going to fight this one? How hard can Pommy Alex fight this one on those softs? Rick all over the back of him. This is probably the closest battle we're going to get. Pommy Alex trying to defend a home podium. To the inside goes Rick. He's trying to salvage some points in this championship. Gets ahead. Gets himself into 3rd place, and that's heartbreak for Pommy Alex. Can he launch a counter-attack? Has he got enough in the battery? Has he got enough in himself in order to not let that Dutchman get away from him? We'll have to wait and see if Rick makes a mistake or something goes wrong for him. Ghost versus MX, though, this is where our attention stands with 3 laps to go. 13 of 15. We've spent a lot of this race under full course yellow, under the safety car, and MX just spun round through turn 2. Ghost now very much favourite to win. He pulls himself onto the circuit. It's now an Aston Martin 1-2. Pommy Alex back onto the podium once more. LB into 4th. MX has completely bottled this race. He had the fresh soft compound tyres. He was very quick, blitzingly quick, chasing after his championship rival. And now it's just handed it back to Ghost, who's now got an easy job of getting it to the end, as well as taking the championship lead if it stays as it is, I think. Yeah, if it stays as it is, pretty much. The 2 Ferraris as well, quite close. 2.1 seconds, well, I guess because of LB's penalty. 5 seconds between Pommy Alex and a podium. He's going to try. He's going to try. He's going to try. All he has to do is bring it home. You can. I know how nervous he is. Aces have gone round again. Through turn 5, he's managed to get the car going again. Hands the position back to Sumo. But yeah, pretty quiet now. The two Ferraris are going at it, I guess. Blair and Tinos, perhaps. Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Jamie. Yeah, pretty good. 5-second lead for Ghost. It's been a pretty dramatic, pretty chaotic race. We've not had much in the way of side-by-side action. That's the Ripple and Coke. But nonetheless, yeah, not much in the way of side-by-side action, but we've had spins, we've had bottles, we've had safety cars, we've had everything pretty much you can ask for a chaotic race. But yeah, Tommy Alex just needs to hang on, needs to bring these tyres home 12 laps and 14 laps by the time he gets to the end of this race. It's a big ask. It is a big, big ask of those tyres, and that's Lifeboat gone round off the exit of turn 16. Managed to keep it out of the barrier, managed to save it, but gives Sumo himself well fermented inside the top 10. So at the moment, not really much to talk about apart from Ghost's absolute masterclass. He deals with pressure so well. We thought it was all over for him when he sort of had that compromised run through turns 1 and 2 into 3 off the safety car restart. Not something you often see Ghost do at all, really. He's composed. He saves this DRS, as you can see. He saves his tyres, everything. He's so consistent. He's quick in qualifying. He really is just an all-round good driver and does deliver. And I think the fact he hasn't won a Tier 1 championship yet is a little bit sort of weird. It doesn't showcase what he can do. Yes, he's got three sprint titles, but he's been able to hang on for these, and he wants to prove himself in multiple categories. But we'll have to wait and see in terms of Tier 1, because I think it'll be next season probably, unless he can do a miracle this season. But yeah, he's come close. Just hasn't been able to have the luck in the first couple of rounds in order to seal the deal. But on the final lap, lap 15 of 15, we're right on board with our new championship leader if he can bring it home. Well, in fact, actually, if he sets the fastest lap on this lap, Kington does it, 24.3 to take the point. MX will get past LB. And then that will be tied. Ghost will take the championship lead though on count back of wins. This will what is this now? He's won the first two. I think he won the second. No, he won the third. Didn't win the fourth. Won the fifth. I'll have to go back and check. I'm honestly unsure. He's won so many. It's win number something for Ghost. It's a lot more than anyone else, and he's going to regain the championship lead. It'll put him at the back of the grid. P11 for the race in Mexico, but he's only got 2 more corners left to go. 15 and 16 here in Melbourne. He's going to seal yet another victory and bring home an Aston Martin 1-2 after all the safety cars, after all the chaos, after all the drama. Ghost across the line, takes the lead of the championship and wins the Australian Grand Prix here at Albert Park. His teammate Rick, 4.8 seconds later, makes it a 1-2, and Pome Alex, the home hero, here in Melbourne, P3 after 14 laps on those soft compound tyres. He should be proud of himself, and he's going to be absolutely elated with that one. 3.7 seconds of Rick, 4.9 seconds of Ghost from Rick. He doesn't care. He got P3, his first podium in God knows. Now it's only a matter of getting that victory, but in front of a home crowd at his home track here in Melbourne, he is going to be absolutely buzzing with that. And from 14th on the grid as well, I did tell you, look out for him. I did tell you anything can happen, and Pome Alex certainly did deliver. 1-2 for Aston Martin as well. They converted it from quali to the race, but that does not tell the whole story. Hats off to you, Rick. Hats off. That was a good drive, despite the poor strategical choices. Do not take up endurance racing. I'm joking. Pome Alex driver of the day. Has to be. Yeah, let's just appreciate the papaya and the blue on the podium. We've got the 2 greens, they sort of blend in with the Rolex sponsoring, but it's all about Pome Alex, I think, on this podium. He's going to be buzzing, absolutely buzzing. I think it's McLaren's first podium in Melbourne since Kevin Magnussen in 2016. Or was it 15? No, it's 16, I think. One of the two, not entirely sure. We'll have to wait and see. Well, we're not going to wait and see. I'm not going to find out. Can't be bothered to find out, if I'm honest. But here they are. Here's how they stack up after 15 laps of intense racing. Well, I say 15. Probably more like 6 or 7 after all the safety cars. 1 and 2 in quali, 1 and 2 in the race for Ghost and Rick as they seal the top 2 steps on the podium. The Australian, the home hero of Pommy Alex. You'll hear me say it so many times and he will not let any of us live it down. The People's Champion in P3. Then comes MX losing the championship lead to his main rival Ghost, but it's so close. 3 races left to go and all to play for at the front. Then comes LB rounding off the top 5. Tinos in 6th. A quiet drive for both Ferraris. 6 and 7, 6 and 7. Kington in P8. Sumo P9. Lifeback rounds off the top 10. Then comes Aces, the last of our finishers. And then Max, Harry Bix, VK and Jack Alaco all unfortunately lost in a lap 1 skirmish. Well, the 2 brothers and Jack Alaco all lost on a lap 1 skirmish. All to play for in Mexico though. We'll go there in just a few moments time, and that's the beauty of sim racing. You can go from Australia down under all the way to Mexico in a blink of an eye, and well, in some cases you can go from a Formula 1 car down to a Ford Fiesta. Who cares? Do whatever you want. It's sim racing, and that's why we love it. That's why it's become such a big industry, especially over the last couple of years with the whole pandemic thing going on. But yeah, great drive from everyone. Well, I say everyone, a few people. Pommy Alex especially. Pommy Alex especially. Add that one to the count. Have that. You should be buzzing with that. Hopefully you can carry that forward. $18 laps of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. A tribute to the Rodriguez brothers, in fact. We've got Devon Edge watching. Look at that. So, Devon, just for lights out in Mexico. Yeah, I know. All I can hear is my PlayStation 2, mate. Trust me. All I can hear is it too. It sounds as if it's about to take off. With Devon, watch how they do the starts. What they do is they hold the clutch in, and then when the 5th light goes out, not the 3rd, when the 5th light goes out, they drop the clutch and go. Is how they do things. But yeah, he's going to comment in the Discord now. He's not in the APPF1 Discord. He's in the Rocket Racing Star Formula 4 Discord. He's watching along. He's very good at the pit lane at Silverstone. He had a lot of practice. I do think I'm very funny. Thank you very much. But yeah, 15 people. I think, oh, both AlphaTauri drivers have stuck with us for the 2nd race. That's lovely of them. Nice of them to actually stick around. Oh, that's you! I didn't realise that. Hello, fella. I actually just clicked onto some stream. I shouldn't have done that. I do think I'm very funny. Thank you. Thank you, Dylan. Oh, we're readying up already. Ghost got that done very quick. But watch and learn. Watch and see how they do it in Mexico. We just had the Formula E race here in the Mexico City. It was a pretty good race from what I saw. I think it was... Who was it that won? Pascal Wehrlein ahead of his teammate. Who's his teammate? Is it Montara? No. Not Montara. It's... something. I don't know. I don't watch Formula E. I know there's Nick de Vries, Jev, Buemi, Tictum, Giovinazzi, Cassidy, Wehrlein... there's people. There's people. Washed F1 drivers, pretty much. It's why I prefer PC streams over PS4, because the fan, it's so loud. It doesn't need to be that loud, and like I can't use a better mic than my headset because it will just exaggerate the problem of the PS4 just going woof all over the place. Hopefully there is a way to sort it out though, where I can connect the PS4 to the PC or whatever malarkey we can do. But yeah, it's quite loud. and is stopping us from having the best broadcast we possibly can have. But yeah, no qualifying for this race. We've got the reverse grid, a formation lap, 18 laps of the Mexican Grand Prix circuit. I know that's not its actual name. It's a very Spanish name that me in a very British accent really can't pronounce properly. So we'll leave it at that. The Mexican Grand Prix circuit. But all I do know is it will be Aces on pole once again for a reverse grid race. Will he actually get some luck? Will he finally be able to convert and finish towards the front as well? That is the big question. How quickly can Ghost get himself through the pack? Again, we'll have to wait and see. I'm trying to quickly brush through the corner names, go through the track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it one corner or two? And then we've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 corners. But yeah, 20 seconds, they're getting their setup sorted, they're getting their tyre strategy sorted, they're getting their fuel load sorted, they're talking to their teammates, they're discussing what things are going to happen, when they're going to happen. In an ideal scenario, of course, as we saw in Melbourne, that is all thrown out of the window very quickly. You're forced to make on-the-spot decisions, and that is what can determine a good driver from a great driver. You see it all the time in endurance racing, even more so in the world of Formula 1. As I said, it was a Red Bull on pole. It's Aces ahead of Lifeboat. Then comes Sumo, Kington and Blair, your top 5. Tinos in P6 with LB 7th. Then comes MX in P8. Tommy Alex P9 after a podium in his home race just a moment ago. 10th and 11th for the 2 Aston Martins. They round off those that actually managed to finish the Australian Grand Prix. And already both of them are disqualified from the session with contact from each other. That's a great way to start off the reverse grid race. The last couple haven't really gone the way of the Aston Martins. What tyres are they on as well? If they're on mediums, God help them. No, they're on softs, that's fine. They're at the back. Maybe it's a strategical thing. I think Sumo, either Sumo or Kington are going to lead into turn 1. The slipstream is that powerful here. Oh no, it was Max, not Rig. I do apologise. Yeah. Imagine someone jumps to start. Such a rookie. I know who would do that. Like, could you just imagine someone doing it? Like, imagine there was a competition on where you could win a fully funded Formula 4 drive for 2023, you know, trying to encourage some young talent to find their feet and have a bit of fun on a racing sim and prove they're worthy in order to step into the world of real life motorsport. Imagine if someone jumped the start on that one. I mean, I'm just saying. Imagine, again, if they jumped the start, got a drive-through penalty, and then had to come into the pits again for speeding in the pit lane. It couldn't be me. Could not be me. I'm just waiting for the day I do something equally as stupid in the Racing Stars competition, and Devon just never lets me live it down. We love you really, Devon. We do. We do. And we need to find a jump at some point, whether it be on the formation lap, or not on the formation lap, the cooldown lap, unless we all do a gentleman's agreement formation lap. 3 drive-throughs, brilliant. Anyway, we're waiting for VK at the back of the grid, or in fact Harry Bix at the back of the grid, to line up and get ourselves going. The tyres, we haven't had a look. 6 people on the mediums, the rest on the softs, going for the alternate strategy, those on the mediums. We'll have a look at position changes though for the first lap. They're all lined up, the green flag waving at the back of the grid. We go to 5 red lights, 4 lights, 5 red lights for the reverse grid race. Race number 2 for round 5, the sprint series is underway. The Williams gets a good start. Lifeboat already trying to pull alongside. Aces already into turn 1, but look at them go 3 abreast between 4th, 5th and 6th in towards turn 1. Aces got a lot of cars behind him as they all concertina their way through in towards turn 1. There's the Alpine of Sumo trying to go around the outside of Lifeboat into the first chicane, gets the move done. The inside of turn 2 fights him all the way through. Back up the inside of turn 3 comes the Williams of Lifeboat, but Aces still leads. Then comes Sumo, Lifeboat, Blair and Kington as your top 5, already making headways. Bit of contact between the two as they finally come into the second chicane. Ace is very deep into turns 4 and 5. Sumo going to come up the inside. Bit of contact between Kington and Lifebout as they go through up the inside of turn 6 and 7. Though Sumo gets himself into the race lead as the Rebel of Aces gets a little bit swamped, unfortunately. Kington looking to the inside of turn 7 and 8. But unfortunately for him, can't complete the move and thought better of it. But yeah, as I said, Ghost making some good headways up to the front of the grid. Pomeyanic's already out of this race. Such a shame. And already under a VSC in the Mexican Grand Prix. Manages to let everything calm down a little bit, though, I think, is the answer to that. I'm out of breath. That was a very chaotic start. A lot going on as they all went to front of their way through turns 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And Sumo managing to make the best progress of the bunch. But yeah, equal to Ghost, KTFO, and Jack Alaco. Not going to be a full course safety car, as Black has to put his way into the pit lane, which is a shame. But yeah, they all managed to get their way through. Ghost as well into the pit lane, sustaining some damage, just when I thought he was doing such a good job on that first lap. It's once more a lap 1 pit lane entry for Ghost, which sucked, I know. But we're back under green flag racing. Sumo gets a good jump. Lifebout as well, pretty equal amongst the top 3 as they try and get their way in towards turn 6 and 7. Very late under brakes from Lifebout down the inside. That was never going to work, and more just a move of avoidance. And that is definitely a brown pants moment for him. Hands the title back into MX's hands. If it stays like this, Ghost is going to be hoping for a safety car. Now Kington into the podium places all over the rear end of that Red Bull, chasing them down on those soft compound tyres. Can he do anything about it? Sandwiched between two people that are on soft compound tyres, and in fact the top 5 alternate between soft and medium. But MX, a great start from him in order to try and put some pressure at the front. This is Rick as well to the outside of Harry Bix in towards the stadium section. The Aston Martin is later on the brakes, but the AlphaTauri trying to give him the squeeze. Back up the inside of 14 comes Rick. The AlphaTauri again keeping him honest. Back up the inside, still side by side all the way through the stadium section. And Harry Bix just completely left-hand downs the Dutchman and does not give him any space. Allows his brother VK to come through. The AlphaTauri brothers working well together, it seems. Not in a particularly conventional way, but a way that you do it. Aces could be under pressure now, though. Pretty poor run, pretty poor momentum through the chicanes. No DRS just yet for these guys. That has enabled this lap, but they don't get to use it for now. And Rick wants to fight back. He's using his ERS, the energy recovery system. Extra 160 brake horsepower to the outside. Quickly becomes the inside if he can keep his nose in all the way around. Going to back out of it. Go for the switcheroo into the double apex right hand. It gets the drive. Is it enough? Again, has to back out. I think he's taking an air of caution against these two. He knows how aggressive they are, how aggressive they can be against each other and people that aren't them, as KTFO gets it all sorts of wrong through the S section, ruins his momentum and loses not 1 but 2 but 3 places, trying to fight the Mercedes, and big crash for the AlphaTauri. Double wave yellows through sectors 2 and 3, and VK, yeah, going to be disappointed with that one. Again, just overly aggressive, I think, was his issue. Here's Kington, hopefully going to blitz past Aces down this pit straight in towards turn 1. Shouldn't even need his ERS, in fact, to the right. And Kington up into second place. Of course, he has got that penalty. MX as well, making it a P4 for him when his championship rival is not having the best of days. Up into 4th place, and he has sight of the leaders. VK is out of this race. He crashed in the stadium section. Is that cause for a safety car? I don't think so. I think he's parked it very nicely. But yeah, it's obvious that he's given up, and he's still crashed it in a very weird place. Unless he's understood into all, of course. But yeah, we have to keep our attention at the front. This is Ghost blitzing past Blair, getting himself back inside the top 10, trying to salvage every point that he possibly can when he's MX, is in P4, maybe even P3. Has sight of the leaders as well. Who knows what that could entail. Kington, though, is quick. He's chasing after Sumo and Aces. Another poor run through corners that you really need to have some momentum. Kington into the race lead. Pretty easy move into the stadium section for him. Now it could be a 5-car train for the race lead. About 4 of 18, nearly a third of the way through already. And MX is going to have the benefit of the DRS, so too as Aces. Pity for MX though, he's already burnt through a lot of his ERS. He's going to have to use every little bit up in order to try and get past the Red Bull, and he can't quite do that. Sumo now charging back after the Mercedes to the left as Kington defends in towards turns 1 and 2. Late under brakes goes the Mercedes. The Alpine's even later. It's the inside for turn 2. The Mercedes comes back at him all the way around the outside into 3. Sumo going to try and go for the switcheroo. Gets the benefit of the DRS, darting to the right hand side. Kington does not have any of it. Already defending. Has the Alpine got the overspeed? Who's going to be later under brakes? It's going to be Kington as they go 2 by 2 into turns 3, 4 and 5. The Alpine on the inside, bit of contact, bit of wheel rubbing between the two, and Kington stays ahead for now as Aces has to, well, manage to keep the Alfa Romeo behind him and keep him at bay for now. But again, get it all wrong through the S's. Gets himself a 3-second time penalty. MX is saying, come on, mate. Let's get a move on, please. For the love of all things holy, get a move on. I want to get a move on. I want to go chase after Sumo and Kington. They're having a bit of fun at the front. I want to get involved. I want to have a bit of fun myself. And I want to get some more points on my championship rival who is not having the best of days. Even though, fair play to him, just at the fastest lap on those medium tyres during that bit of skirmish between Sumo and Kington. Is it going to be round 2 this time around onto lap 6? Has Sumo got the drive in towards turn 1? He's not using any ERS, he's relying purely on engine power, slipstream and DRS. In towards turn 1, Kington parks it perfectly in the middle of the circuit. Sumo has the choice of outside or inside. He goes outside to the inside of turn 2. Kington once again, deja vu, keeps him honest, leaves him to dry around the outside, and once again Sumo's going to have to go for the outside for turns 4, 5 and 6. We've got LB and MX going side by side. This time though, Sumo gets it done. To the inside goes LB on MX. MX having to come back up the inside of turn number 5 into 6. And LB having to stay behind once more on this occasion. But yeah, good for Sumo managing to get himself fermented back into the lead of this race. As we've got penalties for LB. A lot of penalties coming out around Mexico. Very easy to make some cuts, and yeah, to be expected for sure. Into the stadium section though, Kington is keeping Sumo honest. Probably going to be a battle of attrition between these two. They're both wearing thin in terms of ERS, both trying to fight their way through. Rick into P6. Harry Bates going to come back at him though, to the inside of the stadium section. Round 2 with these guys. Back up the inside comes Rick. Blair has retired through the S sections. That's a very quick part of the circuit, and a safety car, full course safety car, is in effect. This has brought Ghost right back into things, and you know when he sees a chance, he is going to seize the chance in terms of getting himself back up the front. And Harry Bix as well has retired under the safety car. I'm confused. It's in the pit lane, which is just so strange to me. But the AlphaTauri brothers, each to their own, I suppose. That makes it 4 retirements in 7 laps. Once again, 4 retirements in a race. Hopefully everyone else on track can get it to the end. But Sumo going to get a free pit stop when he comes into the pit lane. They're all going to have to... Ooh, Ghost though gets to go to the soft, sorry. Sumo and Kington, they're all having to go for the mediums. Aces gets to go onto the softs. MX onto the mediums. LB onto the softs. Rick has to go to the mediums. He started on the softs. But, yeah... Not all done for Ghost. Not all done at all if you can keep it clean for this first start. Of course, he gets the... What would it be? What is it? Octuple slipstream into turn 1. As he gets to overtake the safety car as well. Because he's waiting for Sumo. So he's not going to be put a lap down, thankfully. That would be lovely if Ghost could actually stay on the lead lap. Because I think he's going to be one of the biggest bringers in terms of action. Biggest bringers. Probably more accurately the biggest provider of close action, because he's not going to leave anything on the table. He's going to absolutely gun it to the front, and he's going to hope that MX gets stuck in the pit lane just a little bit. But, yeah, Sumo comes out still in the lead. Kington, yeah, all the same for the top 5. Rick as well, now being brought into the mix. Jackalako's there also. Going to be a free position for Ghost. As Jackalako come in again. Did he get a 5-second penalty and wants to serve it? Yeah. I'm always right, you see. Always right. But Ghost, P8. Should be, as Tom Kern said, at least 2 laps under the safety car. I reckon it should be 2 laps time. Because we're going to wait for Lifebout and everyone to join the back of the grid, and then we've got probably they'll get onto the back by the end of yeah, by the end of the next lap, and then the lap after we can go. So yeah, that's that. Lap 8 of 18, halfway through. And I still don't have a solid prediction as to who's going to win this race. Not at all. Not a Scooby. Because it's so close. I think Ghost still has a chance, at least the podium. I think Sumo looks very quick, so does Kington. It's reset in terms of their battle of attrition as well. So yeah, don't count anyone out. Could be anyone's game. They're all going to be very close, they're all going to be bunched up. The only thing really is the tyre differential. And the delta between the two tyres, and I think Ghost was in a great position before the safety car. He'd already pitted, if anything. Yeah, that's true. That is very true. I will say that, yeah. But would that have... He would have been on old tyres. What it does for him now is he has the softs, which is better than Max, Rick, MX, Kington, Sumo. He's quicker than all of them, in theory. He's also bunched up with everyone. Yes, people have pitted, but as he got to the end of the race, he would have already made that pit stop. They would have been more worn out. He'd have been slower. At least now he can push flat out to the end of the race. He's quicker than the majority of the people in front of him are, and has clear sight of the leader of the race. I think it's given him a better chance to win, personally. But each of their own, we'll have to see how it plays out. But yeah, usually you are right, Scott. I'll give you that. Safety car is in this lap though, so I'm going to have to stand up and get ready as Sumo adopts the role of Baird Mylander, becomes the effective safety car. He's got Kington, Aces and MX all breathing down his neck on that long run towards turn 1, that long pitch straight. But they have to be careful not to get slipstreamed. You'll probably see him weaving around, trying to break the toe, break the slipstream, and stop himself, punching a hold in the air for everyone behind him. It's like if you stood behind someone on a windy day, and it feels a lot nicer to walk in than when you're not behind him. Sumo, the Alpine, looking for his first race win of this season. He's punched it off the exit of turn 17, and we're under racing once more. Ace is already looking to get past Kington, who has to defend off the safety car restart. Aces, don't forget, is on the soft compound tyres. Should be a pretty plain sailing move. Is ahead going in towards the first braking zone of turns 1 and 2, and the Red Bull on the outside 2x2. The Haas on the outside of the Alfa Romeo just behind LB versus MX. Into P2 goes Aces, and now he's eyeing up a move for Sumo. Great comeback from Aces after a poor showing in the first stint. Looking to the outside of the Alpine on lap 10 of 18. Don't forget the Red Bull has a penalty. Is he going to soar around the outside? LB trying to make more headways, going for 2 positions in 3 corners. Gets it done. Sumo has to keep himself in the race lead. Aces having to back out. LB around the outside of the Mercedes through turn 6 and 7. Gets the drive off the corner and into the podium places. Ghost already making headways. He's up a place into P7 as well. And at the moment, as it stands halfway through this safety car restart lap, we go back green, and it's Sumo from Aces, LB, Kington and MX your top 5. Then come the 2 Aston Martins, Jackalacco, Tinos, MX, Max, and Lifebout around off the grid, and Ghost already getting past his teammate. Jackalacco wants a piece of the action as well. These soft tyres are really coming into their own as they go through the stadium section. Ghost is on a charge. He is not going to be giving this one up at all, and Rick is just a sitting duck on those mediums. How long can Sumo hang on for? How much fighting spirit has he got in that Alpine, because he's got a charging bull, he's got a very aggressive driver of Aces, he's got a very quick driver of Aces who looks to find some space on the inside, can't, so has to use the slingshot, pull out to the left, the long way around for turn 1, but the Alpine sends one to the inside, and Aces has got nothing to say about that except to come back up the inside of 2, still side by side through 3, and now they've got a straight. They've also got LB looking to get involved to the inside, barely any room. Aces into the lead, the Alpine going to the right. Are they going to be 3 abreast into the next chicane? LB going for 2 cars in 1 to the inside, Aces around the outside, so too is Sumo, using the space that he creates. 6 cars all within absolutely no space whatsoever. Sumo back up the inside of 6 and 7, trying to keep these soft tyres at bay, but he can't. He can only put up so much of a fight, and now Aces and LB are free in order to try and take some steps forward. And now we've got the 2 championship rivals back at it again. Goes to 3-second penalty though. Very weird mistake, wheel banging between the Mercedes and Sumo though, in towards the stadium section, goes to the inside of his championship rival into the stadium. MX around the outside, now Rick coming in and getting involved once more. Ghost again looking for the moves on the inside. These are what championship battles do to you, ladies and gentlemen. You get desperate, but Ghost, he's got to breathe, take a step back, realise how quick he is. Sumo into the pit lane, that's such a shame. But now Ghost, he's got the drive on his championship rival to the right hand side. Has he got the speed? Not quite. And he's trying to find a way through. MX at the moment is gaining. He regains the championship lead at the moment. But now Ghost, the long way around of turns 1 and 2, backs out of it, thinks better of it. Through 2 into 3. He's got the slipstream. Has he got the drive? Not quite. Remember, he's got the benefit of the DRS. This time by Jackalacco versus Rick, the Alpine versus Aston Martin. Around the outside, very late under brakes from the Alpine. Has he got the space to send one to the inside? He does. Rick gives him the space, and they are still going to run side by side into 6 and 7, and Rick has to tuck in behind. But yeah, Ghost still putting that pressure on MX. Remember, MX, fair play to him, he's kept it clean, he's kept it consistent, not a single penalty to his name. And as soon as he's passed, he needs to get moving. 1.5 seconds to the podium. Looking to the inside with this DRS zone, this poxy DRS zone between turns 12 and 13, but goes to the inside of the stadium, not somewhere you often see him move. Down the inside, MX tries to look up the inside, and was he behind at the detection point? That is the question. Ghost manages to get in front. Very overcast. Could we see some rain in the latter stages of this Grand Prix? MX eyeing up a move on Ghost. He's not got a lot left in the battery, and he's just going to use that DRS. He's going to blitz past his championship rival. Ghost has to tuck back into the slipstream. Jackalacco now with DRS is going to come back up the inside of Ghost, get ahead, but Ghost says no you don't, I'm going this way around. Is Jackalacco going to fight it? Not quite going to be able to. And Ghost, that move very costly. This is the fight for the lead. The Haas around the outside of the Red Bull. Aces gives him a wide berth. Back up the inside comes the Haas, but again Aces, that outside momentum, keep the Haas on the title line and manage to stay in front. MX has got a bit of a train. It's all aboard the MX train at the moment. 3 seconds away from the podium, but he's keeping Ghost, Jacko, Rick, Tinos and Max all behind him in this long conga line that is the train. Lap 13 of 18. 3/10 between the 2 championship rivals. As it stands, I think Ghost has got the fastest lap, has he? I'm not entirely sure, in fact. Can never find the fastest lap thing. Has he got the drive? Is he going to go for it again? Looks, but again, learns from his mistakes. That's what Ghost does. MX is very wide. He wants to give it up. He wants to give up the DRS. He does give up the DRS. Very crafty, very clever way of doing it. And LB is out. Ghost is onto the podium. And he's out of this race. And another safety car as they all pass the pit lane. That is horrible timing for these guys. But Ghost onto the podium with, what would it be? At least 2 laps. So that'll be on to 16. 2 laps of racing left to go. Really? That's it. Ghost also has the fastest lap. He's going to make 2 more points on MX. And that's how quickly the pendulum can swing, ladies and gentlemen. Ghost was out of the running of this. MX tried to give, get the DRS from Ghost. And it's played horribly for him because there was a safety car and he's given that position up for free. That's why you don't do it, ladies and gents. Technically is illegal to do, but if you can do it cleverly, fair enough, he tried. Car just went barely. Yeah, exactly, Scott. That's unfortunate, Lawson. Maybe you should wake up. Maybe you should wake up, my friend. Brings everyone back into the running though. Ghost does have a good shot at winning this race. Are any of them going to pit? Can't imagine. Who is in? Is it Ghost? MX might come in. Yeah, he's in. No, he's not. He tried to bait people. Fair play. Can't blame him for it. But, yeah. Well, we've had a safety car in 2 consecutive races. Lap 15 of 18. You got 5 people here watching along, cheering their favourite driver on. Who is your favourite driver? Let me know. Is it Ghost? MX? Pommy Alex? If it's Pommy Alex, you're going to be utterly disappointed with this reverse grid race. But if you're only now joining us and you're a fan of Pommy Alex, go watch Australia. He did very well. From 14th on the grid, you thought it was over for him. Well, I didn't. I had faith. Everyone else did, though. And I know you did. Thought it was all over. For the home man, the home hero. Which I've said way too many times on the stream. I really have. I need to stop. I need to find something else to call him. People's champion, I also say. Home hero. Yeah. Need to find something else. Running out of phrases, running out of things to say. That's why I used to love it when Mark and Scott and people used to be like, try and squeeze this phrase into the commentary. It was something like a dog chasing sausages or something like that. I've also had oh, Ghost thinking about coming in. I've also had, what was it, a bull ordering a cheeseburger at Burger King or something like that as well. I've had to squeeze that in. God knows how I've done it, but it's a nice challenge, it's fun. Also give me phrases to say. I was talking to my dad about Barry R earlier on. We were on the way to karting and sort of said, oh well, don't crash. And I was like, I'll go pay Barry R a visit. And he looked at me as if to say, what are you talking about? What are you on? You and your commentary. So yeah, need to find some phrases. So if you've got any suggestions, definitely give me a shout and I'll try and squeeze them in. Lap 16 of 18. Safety car should be in this lap, hopefully. How many safety cars today? I know, right? I know, right? What is it now? 3? No. Yeah, the third one. 2 VSCs, 3 SCs. I've always been a firm believer in the safety car being on for sprints. That moment with MX was just safety, justified the safety car being on. Cheers, Scott. Yeah, brings great joy to me as well. I've never seen eye to eye with MX. Not really. We've always had little bits of skirmishes here and there, whether it be with racing or whatever. I do respect him as a driver. He's doing very well, especially this season in the sprint and tier 1 and everything. Yeah, does make you laugh. Does make you laugh. But I've got to keep it unbiased. I've got to keep it professional for the stream. As humorous and funny as I am, sometimes got to put my serious face on. Aces though for the final 2 laps, 17 and 18 of the Mexican Grand Prix. We've had a great and dramatic race so far. It's all going to come down to this sprint to the finish in the 5th round of the 6th season of the APPF1 Sprint Series. Over the last year has come a long way. We've had a titanic championship battle. This is the penultimate round. The 3rd last race, and Aces leads us round for the safety car restart. He's bolted it and he's got a great start. Court Kington out. Court Kington napping as we go green once more. 2 laps and a lot on the line, a lot to decide. Have these soft tyres got enough in them in order to get to the end? Do they still have the pace, or is MX going to get a second wind of pace on those mediums, we'll have to wait and see. But Ace is a commanding lead so far already, a second clear of the rest of the field. Ghost, the three-time champion, trying to get away from the little leech of MX, trying to claw onto the back of him, try and give him a fight. Ghost wants a pretty easy job of getting this championship. Tinos and Rick going up the inside, scaring the Ferrari off a little bit, and going around the outside in towards turn 6, but he has sight. This is the train for the lead. It's 7, 8 cars, 9 cars long, all within a second of each other. But look at Ghost. He is chasing after that Mercedes. Absolutely chasing after that Mercedes. No DRS will be in effect. It's all going to be about slipstream, ERS management and tyre management to the end of this race. Yes, there's only 2 laps, but you've got to be careful. Through turn 16 into 17, the sort of long right-hander that never really seems to stop. A commanding lead for Aces though onto the final lap of this Grand Prix. Is it going to go the way of the Red Bull? Is it finally going to go the way of the Red Bull? In fact, no, MX, as long as he keeps it clean, is one to look out for. Aces needs to gain, what is it, 5 tenths? 8 tenths on MX. So we're going to keep our eye on the interval to the leader, because this could go the way of MX. Ghost needs to get past Kington in order to maintain this championship lead. 6 tenths. Jacko as well, if he could get involved, if he could slow MX down, that would really help Aces. But he's done well, he's done the job, he's kept it clean. He's out of ERS though, he's very low on ERS. Has Ghost got enough of an opportunity to get through? Bit of a skirmish going on further back. Tinos to the inside of Rick, sends one, doesn't give any space on the outside because Rick doesn't deserve it at all. But yeah, keeping an eye on the interval to the leader. 5 tenths through the final 2 sectors of this race. Has Aces got it now? 3 tenths, 2 tenths, could be very close. MX really running out of steam on this final lap. He's going to get in front of Ghost easily, but is he going to get ahead of Aces? Now it's going ahead of 3 seconds. Testing around through the stadium section for the final time. It's going to be Aces that takes the on-track win from pole position here in Mexico. Doesn't tell the whole story. Is it going to be MX's win, though, as he comes across the line? 2.8 seconds is the gap. Kington comes home second, and MX is the winner by less than a tenth of a second here in Mexico City. Very close, and Aces is going to be absolutely gutted with that one. He was 98 thousandths of a second away from his maiden victory this season, his maiden victory with no assist, but still a P2, still a great result for him. And well, we'll go through the final run in order then, because penalties made it very confusing. A great result for MX in terms of the championship. 1 point he leads by because of Ghost's fastest lap. Aces though harshly finished second place. 2.7 seconds back after penalties goes Ghost, with Jack Galacco in P4. Then comes Kingston with 6 seconds of penalties in 5th. Sumo 6th with Tinos 7th. Rick down to 8th on that final lap. Didn't quite catch a break on that last lap. TDV Max in P9 with Lifeboat rounding off the top 10. Then we lost LB, Harry Mix, RJ Blair, VK and Pommy Alex. Only 10 people managed to finish that race. It was chaotic. It's been a chaotic night for the penultimate round of season 6. 6 rounds in this championship. That was round number 5. We've got 1 round left to go. The finale will be in Silverstone on the other track. I'm now going to find out. The race calendar. Russia and Silverstone in a week's time, the 20th of February. Oof, I can't wait. 1 point between the 2 championship leaders going into the final round. 2 races left to go, 1 with qualifying, 1 reversed. Who's going to take it? Will it be the first taste of Sprint Championship glory for MX? Will he etch his name into the record books? Or will it be a 4th for Ghost? And yet another record-breaking 4th championship for the Aston Martin. Tune in a week's time to find out. But until then, this has been round 5 of the APPF1 Sprint Series. I've been Zach Sweeney. I hope you have enjoyed coming along for this ride. I'll see you in a week's time. Sochi and Silverstone. I can't wait. Have a good evening, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.